Picture this. Dave, an electrician out in the Ohio suburbs, just dragged himself off a brutal 10-hour shift. Way too wiped out to fire up the stove, he pulls his Ford F-150 into the familiar drive-thru. He orders a large burger combo for himself and 2 kids' meals for the little ones waiting home. A completely standard, everyday American ritual. Dave absent-mindedly gets his credit card ready to pay for the meal, but then the crackling voice over the speaker hits him. "That will be $38.50. Please pull forward." Dave freezes. Almost $40 for simple fast food wrapped in cheap paper? Since when did this happen? Since when did a $20 bill stop covering a quick, easy, and satisfying roadside dinner for your family? Dave's sticker shock isn't an isolated incident. Millions of Americans are getting hit with that exact gut punch. They face this reality every single day. For decades, fast food wasn't just a basic, everyday corporate business. It was actually the ultimate American safety net. It was your lifeline when you were completely broke. It stood as a powerful symbol of ultimate convenience and equality. Whether you were a Wall Street banker or a stressed college kid drowning in student debt, that $1 burger was always there for you. And honestly, it never judged your wallet. But unfortunately, that glorious and affordable era is now officially dead. The average price of fast food in the US has skyrocketed by a staggering 60% over 10 years. And what's the paradox here? The food quality hasn't changed. The beef patties aren't any thicker today, and the fries certainly aren't any crispier. Yet, fast food is quietly morphing into a very expensive luxury. It is aggressively pricing the working class right out of the drive-thru lane. You probably think it's inflation. Just spiking ingredient costs? Or maybe those cashiers demanding $20 an hour. That is exactly the shield Wall Street wants you to believe in. The truth is, cheap fast food didn't die by an accident. It was deliberately assassinated. If you flip on the financial news networks or skim through the Wall Street Journal, you'll see the CEOs of these massive fast food empires reading from the exact same corporate PR script. They cross their arms, furrow their brows, and call the current situation a perfect macroeconomic storm right now. And honestly, their excuse sounds totally bulletproof. They'll start by pointing the finger directly at the supply chain. And sure, the USDA data doesn't lie. Ground beef prices have hit record highs over the past years. Potatoes, cooking oil, wheat, right down to the paper bags handing you your food. Everything has increased. Every single input cost to build a standard combo meal has gotten significantly more expensive across the board. But the ultimate scapegoat for these CEOs is labor cost. They heavily direct public outrage toward new legislation, like California's FAST Act, which pushed the minimum wage for fast food workers up to $20 an hour. Wall Street argues this created a nationwide ripple effect. Using the most basic economics 101 logic, they explain, if the guy flipping the burgers and dropping the fries demands a bigger paycheck, prices must naturally rise. The price of that burger inherently has to absorb the difference. It is a brilliantly engineered PR campaign. These massive corporations frame themselves as victims of the times, just barely scraping by to keep grills hot. They claim, "We have no choice but to pass these costs on to the consumer, just to survive today." This macro shield is so thick that looking at your insanely overpriced receipt, you almost nod in sympathy. Inflation is real, and rising labor costs are definitely real. We aren't denying that obvious economic fact, but the problem with the half-truth is that it's designed to hide the rest of the massive iceberg. If these corporations are truly just raising prices strictly to offset costs and survive, why the SEC filings? Why are there SEC filings telling a completely different story? The truth is, Wall Street simply lied, or at the very least, they deliberately left out the most important part of this whole financial equation. When you ignore the tearjerker speeches on TV and dig into the annual Form 10-K financial reports filed with the SEC, a completely opposite picture emerges. During the exact same years inflation ravaged American wallets, these fast food giants weren't struggling to keep the lights on. They were hauling in billions in net profit. Their profit margins are blowing their pre-pandemic numbers completely out of the water. They weren't just covering costs. They were actively engaging in what analysts call margin padding. Macroeconomic data actually shows a shocking new reality. At its peak, corporate profits drove over 50% of overall inflation. But the rabbit hole goes much deeper. Behind those sky-high menu prices is a cold, calculated shift in the entire fast food business model today. The fast food industry abandoned its core DNA. The old game was volume, slinging massive amounts of cheap food. But under relentless pressure from shareholders, they pivoted to the margin game, squeezing maximum profit from every transaction. They realized the brutal truth. They would rather sell one $8 burger to an upper-middle-class office worker than sell three $3 burgers to the working class. On recent earnings calls, CEOs have coldly admitted this. Low-income consumers, those making under $45,000 a year, are simply dropping out of the system entirely. They didn't accidentally lose poor customers. They priced them out on purpose. And the franchise model makes it worse. The corporate mothership collects royalty fees based on gross revenue, not the local store's actual net profit. Meaning, the higher the menu prices go, the richer corporate gets, regardless of suffocating local franchise operating costs. The pressure rolls downhill, forcing local owners to hike prices. You end up venting your frustration at cashiers, while the guys actually profiting are sitting comfortably in glass towers in Manhattan. But the greatest illusion remains. The darkest part of this whole system is sitting right in the palm of your hand, right now. The physical dollar menu printed on the drive-thru board has been wiped off the face of the earth. But cheap food didn't entirely vanish. It just got locked behind a digital paywall on your smartphone. Look at any fast food marketing campaign right now. Download the app for a $2 nugget deal. It's a trap. This is the app trap. Why are they so desperately obsessed with getting their software on your phone? Because in today's economy, they aren't just selling fries. They are highly profitable and powerful data brokers. The second you download that app and hit I agree, you are handing over your personal zip code. They get your real-time location tracking, your specific purchase history, and your daily behavioral consumer habits immediately. They use algorithms to figure out exactly what your maximum breaking point is and at what specific time. You think you're scoring a great deal with a digital coupon? You aren't. You are literally trading privacy. You are trading consumer data just to buy back basic affordability that used to be an American birthright. Next time you're sitting in the drive-thru, exhausted, staring at a screen demanding $40 for family meals, remember this. You aren't just paying for the beef, the potatoes, or the cashier's time anymore today. A massive chunk of the cash leaving your wallet is funding Wall Street stock buybacks and corporate dividends. Cheap fast food, the carefree, egalitarian icon of American culture, is dead. What's left is a ruthless system. It's an algorithmic system forcing you into an unequal trade. And that brings us to the real question. Is trading your personal data, location, and privacy just to get a $3 app coupon actually worth it? Or do we just swallow the bitter pill that the golden era of American fast food is gone forever? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. We would love to hear your personal experience.